This is verse 57 of the 11th chapter of the Gospel of John, the last verse of this chapter. It follows up on the thought that has been developed by John earlier, that there's been a fixed intent now developed among the religious leaders to try to locate and to try to somehow remove from the scene Jesus, because he's, of course, becoming increasingly a problem for them, for their credibility, and especially as Lazarus was raised from the dead, it hasn't improved the situation any. It does speak rather dramatically to the hardness of their hearts, that they're prepared to act in such a way against someone who is responsible for such stupendous miracles. But nevertheless, that's the way it is with the human heart, and we see evidence of it here. John begins, we have this verse, didokesan. This is from didomi, a me verb in the New Testament. It means I give. This is the third person plural, pluperfect, active indicative. It's usually the case with the pluperfect, which is fairly rare in the New Testament, that you'll use the additional helping English word had. So they had given is the idea. From didomi, I give. Who's the subject of it? Well, it's hoi archiores, the high priests, kai hoi pharisaioi, the Pharisees. So the high priests and the Pharisees. This is really a combination of the two major factions that constituted the Sanhedrin, the Sadducees, and the Pharisees. The Sadducees were the priestly class, so we have reference to them. They were often at odds with each other, but now they joined together in a common cause against Jesus. So the high priests and the Pharisees had given intolos, the Greek word for commands, from intole, a commandment. This is the accusative plural of this, so they had given commands. Hina, in order that, if. So interestingly, we have two words, both of which will use the subjunctive. Hina here, in order that, and this is going to come all the way down to this subjunctive, menuse. This is from menuo. Menuo means that they should, to show something, to indicate it, to bring it to light. And in this case, it's the third person singular aorist active subjunctive. So if anyone knew where he was, in other words, they had given commands that this person should show it. And then the ones that are involved in this, and this is another then subjunctive phrase, if anyone, and then gno is from gnosko. Of course, this is the third person singular aorist active subjunctive. So if anyone should know, tis the indefinite pronoun. So if anyone knew pu estin, where he is, they should show it, you see. A rather complicated phrase, but the meaning is fairly straightforward. So the high priest had given this command, if anyone knew where he was, they should show it, hopus. This word means so that. It can also use the subjunctive as it does here, in order that. Piasosen, this is from piazzo. It's from a Greek root that means to squeeze, and came to refer to the idea of taking someone, arresting them, is the idea. This is also the third person plural aorist active subjunctive. So in order that they might squeeze or arrest or take him into custody, auton being the direct object of that verb, the accusative singular masculine. So that was the standing rule. The religious leaders had given this command. The people were aware of it. Jesus is, of course, not that far away, and apparently he's being protected by the people who are aware of his whereabouts. But there is a common buzz, you might say, on the street, wondering if Jesus would show up. And, of course, this command that has been given is hanging in the air, and that really introduces the drama that's going to unfold as we move into the next chapter.